Good afternoon. I'm Dara Bunjon. I'm the food enthusiast here at Jamore Living. I'm a food writer, food stylist, PR maven, and a frustrated baker. Those of you joining us live, drop your comments and questions for my guest or myself into the comment box, and you'll see me check from time to time. Today's guest is Emily Walker, one of four sisters, Echo, Elise, Emily, and Erica, who swapped favorite recipes. They developed a knack for creating recipes of your favorite restaurant offerings and have compiled these recipes in Favorite Families Recipes, Most Requested Copycat Dishes, 101 homemade versions of your favorite restaurant recipes on shelves October 1st. I have a copy here and I've marked off some recipes. So let's bring Emily in. Okay.
Hi,
Hi.
thank you for having me.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you here. And we talked a little beforehand, but I didn't want to ask you my questions. I was curious, but I want everybody to hear the answers to these questions. So, other than doing this show today, what else is on your plate? What else do you have going on for your day?
For my day today,
Mm-hmm.
just putting, I try and get a bunch of work done while my kids are at school.
Well,
So
that's
back to
great.
this.
Um, the impetus for you and your sister starting basically a blog, which is Favorite Family Recipes. And everybody, all the links are going to show up in the comment sections. But this was a blog, I'm assuming, during the blog heyday. Mine, I did 2005, 2007. You and your sisters went, let's put some recipes up. What was the impetus?
Well, initially it started because my mom has a recipe box at her house full of little recipe cards that we were always having to call and ask her for the recipes and get them jotted down. So we decided to put them all online so we could all easily access them without having to keep bugging my mom. And then as we all married into different families and started trying new recipes, we started sharing them in that same place. It was for each other initially, so that we could all access different things we've tried and liked. And then it just grew from there. Copycat recipes came into play very early on and have always been a favorite on our website.
Well, it's a website now, but like I said, in 2005, that's really when food blogging
Yeah.
came to the forefront. And when did this flip from being just for family and you all said, oh, there's more to this than what we expected?
Well, we definitely started at first, we were a little weirded out that we started getting traffic outside the four of us onto our blog. And then it just continued to grow and grow. And then we thought it was fun that more people were wanting to share in our recipes. But it really wasn't until about 2012 that we turned it into an actual business and started an LLC. So about 5 years later, but we had a lot of content before we hit that point.
Well, 2012, you did your first cookbook, which was Favorite Family Recipes.
Mm-hmm.
And how how do you determine out of the four sisters who does what? Is
It's
there a CEO of Favorite Family Recipes, or who makes
it's
these choices?
it's definitely evolved as we've gone on. Initially, we were all doing the same things, but as it grew, we needed to kind of split up areas of work. I focus a lot on our social media. Um, Erica focuses more on new content creation, and Echo does a lot of the business management side of things. We can all do a little of everything, but we had to play into some of our strengths too as we were growing and going forward.
But new recipes going up, is it just Erica and you, or because new recipes have gone up to the site, there seems to be a little bio as to which one of the sisters posted the recipe.
Yes, yeah, and we've all posted recipes. All our recipes are on there. Right now, a lot of the new content is Erica, and we have a niece, Kelsey. It's Echo's oldest daughter that works for us full time, and she does a lot of the new recipe content as well. But we all work together on figuring out what new content to create.
Well, the site is really quite large. I think 1,000 recipes, and you're posting up, Halloween and
Yeah.
fall flavors that are up there. Everybody just grab that. And there's a YouTube and there's Pinterest. We usually post Instagram, Facebook, the website, so people can find that. Did any of you take a culinary course?
No, not, I mean, none of us really initially went into it. We had all gone into different majors. Echo was an accounting major, and I was actually an art major. And Erica went into speech and language pathology. And so it was really something that started as a hobby and turned into something else. And we all, now that it's turned into something that we do, we've definitely taken some courses and learned a lot more about cooking along the way. But it definitely didn't start with that. Echo and Erica got to do a tour through Italy 2 years ago, where they got to meet with different Italian chefs and learn some authentic Italian cooking. And we've just had some different opportunities to learn different skills along the way.
That's fabulous. And when people go in, you list every recipe has its nutritional value. So everything's up there that anybody would want in a recipe. All right. So your family, 4 girls, was there a boy in the middle?
There's a boy right in the middle. We have a brother, Devin, just right between the 4 girls.
How did he get away with a D name and all the girls were E names?
I don't know. I'm guessing my parents were going to name all the girls E's and all the boys with a D, but it only ended up being Devin. So sometimes he jokes that he should change his name to Evan just to fit in.
Well, it's interesting. I'm, curious. Um, so you were all sort of started living you grew up in Utah, but a lot of you have dispersed. Idaho,
And Seattle.
Seattle, right? And there's one in Utah. So you're doing the social media. That is always a treat. Always something new every other week to learn
That's
and
true.
deal with. And then you get all these other things. If you're not doing this, or this, people aren't seeing it. And I'm going, I can't deal with this anymore. I look at it, I just save it. And if I'm in the mood, I go back and watch those things. I want to let people know in the cookbook, there's a recipe for white chocolate raspberry bundt cake inspired by Nothing Bundt Cakes. And to let them know that Jay Moore earlier on posted that recipe and is available for any of the viewers. That is on jmooreliving.com. And I'm assuming that'll pop up eventually in there. The one of the recipes that tickled my fancy or my taste buds is the copycat from Marie Callender's chocolate silk pie. Who doesn't love that? Comes in the freezer case. And everyone, I'm telling you, I just wanted to lick the page. Where are we going here? There we go.
And I have to say, this one is much better than the one you can buy in the freezer. This is a must every Thanksgiving in our family. It's really good.
Well, it's probably going to be the dessert. I have a dinner party coming up, a small group. And I went, okay. Now, this takes 18 Oreo sandwich cookies with the middle scraped out.
It's
Can
it's to
we,
make the crust, yeah.
I'm sure we can, but it probably is not the same because she went for that copycat flavor. They have chocolate wafer cookies, so you're not scraping them. I don't know, but
I haven't tried that, but that's a great option. One thing I love about this recipe is since I have celiac, and Oreo has made a gluten-free Oreo now, I can easily adapt this recipe to be gluten-free with gluten-free Oreos.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So let me pop in here. You have a lot of beverages, and within the season, a caramel apple spice cider, which was inspired by Starbucks. Everyone, great photographs in here.
Oh, thank you. We take all our own photos.
You do all your own photographs,
Mhm.
and it shows. Now, you have tips for people for creating their own copycat recipes. There's 10 tips. Do you remember them off the top of your head?
I don't remember every single one off the top of my head, but I know the main idea is asking questions. That's a huge part, is different ways to ask, and just knowing where the food that you're trying to copycat is from. And we list in there some common spices or ingredients used in those areas to help replicate those recipes.
Okay. Well, you have be observant. So before tasting, look at it,
Hmm.
taste it, ask questions, grill your server.
Yeah.
Uh, Go to the restaurant website. A lot of times they'll have information. If it's a chain, more than likely they have the nutritionals,
Hmm.
big chains. So you can sit there and come up with some of the ingredients that way. Know your herbs and spices. Well, I'm a big believer on those. Uh, know your global cuisines. And you cover Indian, Italian, Mexican, anything Asian. Um, You have, is it orange chicken? Uh, so many little pink tabs to look at. Chipotle steak. I'm not going to keep picking. Yes, orange chicken.
Hmm.
So, who doesn't love orange chicken? Seriously, some great recipes in here. All right, now we're going to discuss your obsession with Disney.
I I guess I always grew up loving Disney, and it was something for me, a dream to work for Disney when I was older. And it's been really fun through this work being able to actually collaborate with Disney and work with them a little bit. And we've had some opportunities to do some different campaigns and promotions with them, and even learn from some of their chefs, which has been really fun.
Oh, that's great. It's good that there's a collaboration.
Mhm.
And favorite family recipes. You're not going to find really any one of the girls' names. It is under the name of favorite family recipes. Now, I'm going to sit here. Facebook, it's Fave Family Recipes. Instagram, it's Favorite Family Recipes. The website is favefamilyrecipes.com. And all I can do is suggest you go there. Now, this cookbook comes, what's it, October 1st?
Yeah, October 1st.
So you
It's
can,
available for pre-order on Amazon now, but October 1st is the release date.
well, I love that. I love that you filmed a little thing of you were the one filming, which you explained to me, that your mother received a gift bag and tissues and whatever. And she's going, "What is this?" And she opens it up, and it's the copy of the most requested copycat dishes. But what she didn't realize is that you girls had inscribed the book to her,
Yeah.
um, uh, dedicated it to her, and that she was really taken back. I thought that was just so sweet.
It
If
was fun.
you
We were doing a photo shoot before for the blog, well, for the new cookbook. And we had asked my mom to come to our photo shoot. And while we were taking pictures, we were like, "Mom, come in, come take some pictures with all of us." And she had no idea. We knew all along that we were going to be dedicating the book to her, but she didn't know that. But so we were able to get a great picture with the four of us with our mom that we ended up putting in the cookbook.
That's great. That was terrific. The other two cookbooks, what was the response? 2012, then it was 6 years until Family Favorites. Was this your third book easier or harder to put together?
I would say this one was probably our easiest to put together just because it was very easy to decide the copycat recipes. We used a lot of the ones we have on the website and with a few new ones just specifically for the book. But it was pretty easy. Some of the other ones, it was really hard to determine which recipes we were going to use, but this one was very easy to pick our favorites for the book.
Well, people can find all these recipes or go to the website and, you know, having the family involved with this, and it's become such a family event to put all this together. It really ties the family together. I don't know if you saw my stories. I always like to pick a song to go with my stories on the promotion, and I did It's a Family Affair. I thought it was so apropos. Um, so that was Sly and the Family Stone. So that's my thing. I dig up old music and I listen. Well, let's cover some of these questions that I asked. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self a piece of advice, what would it be?
Just that things are definitely not going to turn out the way you think they will, but it's going to be wonderful, and trust the ride.
Trust the ride. Okay. What's the best bite you've had all week?
Ooh, we went to dinner with some friends this week, and I got this seafood platter that had grilled shrimp and a lobster tail and um, some for an appetizer, we got a chili relleno. I always say it
Oh,
wrong, but it was absolutely delicious. That's probably the best thing I ate this week.
terrific, terrific. Two things in the fridge. What are the two must items that must be in your fridge?
I'd have to say ketchup is a huge one. My family, my kids especially, love ketchup, so that's a must. Probably very simple ketchup and mayo. We always have to have on hand.
Okay. What was your ultimate culinary fail?
This is an ongoing fail for me. I was thinking about this, but my biggest struggle is the broiler because I'm very impatient and I forget to sit in front of the broiler and watch. So I'll get something under the broiler and then I'll keep working on the rest of the recipe or another recipe I'm working on for dinner and forget what's in the broiler, and 9 times out of 10 I burn it and then have to redo the broiler side of things.
Well, let me ask you about your boiler. I'm in an apartment. I have a gas stove, and the boiler's on the floor.
Oh yeah.
I, in order to use it, I have to lay on the floor. So I use the toaster oven, and I have a grill pan, so I've sort of overcome that. But who in their right mind is going to be on the floor boiling? Is this like a stove with an oven, or is it a wall oven that you're just curious?
Yeah, it's a stove with an oven, and I can do it at the top of the oven. I just have to move the tray up to the top and then broil, but it's completely my lack of being willing to sit in front of the broiler until it's perfect.
Patience, yeah. It's
Yes.
patience, patience is a virtue, but I want it right now. I understand that one. If you wake up with a new talent tomorrow morning, what would that new talent be?
Oh, I've always admired people with musical talent, and it's something that I just have never been able to pick up or grasp. I did like some choir in high school and tried doing some piano lessons when I was younger, and it's just not something I have a skill set for, but I very much admire people that do.
Do any of your children have a knack towards that, musically inclined?
My youngest daughter is a very good singer, and my husband can sing very well. So,
Okay, well, it's in the family. My
yeah.
whole family is tone deaf. Nobody can sing. Um, what didn't I ask you that I probably should have?
Um, I was waiting. I didn't have a pre-planned answer for this because I was going to see what you asked me, but I feel like you did a really good job covering things. I feel like
Okay.
you covered things pretty well.
If anything should pop up, and no, I'm excited. Dinner party is going to get the chocolate silk pie. That that is it. And I look forward to digging into some of these recipes and remind people that the white chocolate raspberry bundt cake, um, inspired by Nothing Bundt Cake, that recipe is up, and links to everything that you do are already coming up in the comments section. And I want to wish you and your family continued success, and may the book la da 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 fly off the shelves for you. Thank
Thank
you so much, Emily, for being part of the show.
thank you so much for having me. It was very fun.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, everyone. Let me take this time to wish all who celebrate a happy new year, Lashana Tova. There will not be a show next week. The following week will be Donna Shields, MS, RDN, cannabis expert, and head of the Oaxaca Food Festival in Mexico. So 2 weeks from now, next week is Jewish New Year's. Always feel free to reach out to me via email. I'm food@jmoreliving.com, or my Instagram is @Dara Cooks. And on Facebook, you can find the Food Enthusiast. You can sign up at More Living for the free This Week in Baltimore Eating newsletter, which comes out on Tuesday. Go to jmoreliving.com, look at the menu, and where it says connect, click on that, and just sign up for the free food newsletter. It comes out with recipes and stories that'll be of interest to you foodies out there. Okay. Um, all shows are immediately archived in video form on More Living's Facebook page and jmoreliving.com. We truly appreciate it when you share our show with friends and family. Feel free to go back into our archives and enjoy past shows and share it with friends and family. Helps the show grow. As always, may your plates always remain full, and I hope to see you in 2 weeks.